Using your hard-earned money to meet your needs and wants is not a bad thing because that's what money is meant for, a medium of exchange. And as long as we are living, expenses are inevitable. It might interest you to know that the rich incur expenses a lot more than the poor. But what differentiates the rich from the poor is that the rich find ways to replenish the income they spend by creating more money, more sources of income beyond their current level of expenses. They find ways to create additional sources of income to replace the income they spend and reinvest some of this income to grow and continuously produce additional sources of income for them. So, to break away from the cycle of poverty or living from paycheck to paycheck, look beyond the income you receive currently and find ways to exploit other sources of income to create additional sources of income for yourself. It might sound difficult, but with financial education, it is possible to end poverty. I am Dr. Charity Ezenwa Onako, and our lesson today will be number 1 in the series of lessons on income sources that we'll be presenting to you in the coming weeks, covering the different sources of income that you should exploit to build wealth. Our first income source in this series is earned income, which is the most common source of income that many of us are familiar with. So join me as we explore earned income and how you can make the best of it to build wealth. We are starting the series with the most common source of income that we all are familiar with. That is earned income. Earned income is the income you receive for spending your time either working for someone as an employee or working for yourself as a business owner. So there are two components, or there are two ways you can receive earned income. First is by working for someone as an employee. So when you are employed by someone, an organization, and you spend your time every day, you dress up and you go and work for that organization. At the end of the pay period, they pay you. So the money you receive for spending that time is earned income. You earned it for the time you spent working for that organization. Then the other component is when you have your own business, you establish that business, you run it. So you spend your time running that business. So every morning you get up, dress, and then you go running that business. You should pay yourself earned income. That means you are actively involved in running the business. You're actively involved in the business operations. So if you establish a business and then you hire someone to run it for you while you do other things, if you are not actively involved in running the business, then you are not entitled to earn income. There are other income, other sources of income, other types of income that you can receive as a business owner. But for the purpose of this lesson, we are focusing on earned income, which is one component. So if you own a business and you dip your hand into the business account, or you are not paying yourself earned income, start again. After this lesson, please pay yourself as if you would pay your regular employees. So they spend their time working for you, and if you spend your time working in that business, you should pay yourself earned income, whether the business makes profit or not. That is the key. So regardless of the profits, the status of the business, whether it makes profit or not, as long as you invest your time working in that business, running that business, you should pay yourself earned income. So there are 3 things you should know about earned income. First is that time is limited. Okay, so if you notice when we explain the meaning of earned income, it's bound by time. You are being paid because you spend your time running that business or working in that organization. So earned income is the time you spend is limited. There are only 24 hours in a day. So no matter how you try, you cannot work more than 24 hours in a day. Right? So your earning is based only on the length of time or the amount of time you spend working in that organization, either in your business or as an employee. So because this time is limited, the earned income is also limited because it's based on time. Right? So your earned income is limited because time is limited. The other point is that earned income can be boosted. So despite the fact that earned income is limited because of time, there's a way you can boost your earned income. I'll give you an example. So assuming you work 8 hours in a day and you are being paid per hour, say $10 an hour. And there's no provision for you to work more than 8 hours in a day. So every 1 hour, you earn your $10. So you cannot expand that 8 hours. Even if you decide to get 2 or 3 jobs, the maximum time you can work in a day is 24 hours, right? That means you cannot earn anything more than your pay for 24 hours. So that is the first part that's limited. But the fact that you can boost your earned income means you can boost that amount you earn per hour. So we are going to discuss how you can do that. So your earned income can be boosted even though it is limited by time. You can still boost it, and I will explain later how you can boost it. So the other part is that earned income can be your wealth foundation. So the moment you receive your earned income, it's like you just lay the foundation. So I want you to consider building wealth like as if it's something as building a house. So someone that receives earned income has an advantage because they just laid the foundation. But that doesn't mean you have built wealth. If you only lay foundation, you still have to erect the house. You still have to lay your blocks, right? So your earned income is like your foundation. Okay, so in the next slide, we'll explain how you can take advantage of your earned income to actually build wealth. Okay, so how to boost earned income? Remember, we talked about earned income can be boosted. So in order for you to boost your earned income, right, you have to do what? Replenish. Right? You have to replenish, or you first of all build the capacity to sustain it. And how do you do that? I talked about 4 capital stocks in my previous lessons. But for you to boost your earned income, consider the 3 capital stocks. The human capital, when you talk about your talents, knowledge, skills, education, this is one way that you can boost your earned income. Because if you are earning, for example, $10 an hour, and there's no way you can work beyond 8 hours in a day, you are limited. But for you to boost your earned income, what can you do to earn more than $10 an hour? You can get another job, right, that pay you $20 an hour. You can get another job that pays you like $30 an hour or $20 an hour, as the case may be. So that's the only way you can boost it. You cannot boost your time, but you can boost how much you command by that time. So for you to do that, look at your knowledge, talent, skills, education. That job that can pay you more, or if you in that same organization you are, or in your organization, in your own business, what can you do to command higher pay? You can go get a slight training, right? You can go get that certification course. You can go get that training. You can go learn that craft. You can go improve your knowledge. That's when you're investing in your human capital. So with this, you can command higher pay. Look at your cultural capital. This is how you can also boost your earned income. Your mindset, your values, your identity, your tradition, your perception. How do you carry yourself in your workplace? What kind of attitude do you present? These are the things that can get you that promotion you need to command higher pay. Right? What do you value? If you value education more, you can go get a higher degree. You can go get a higher certificate because that's what you value. You value knowledge. You can go learn something new. So with that, you can command higher pay. Look at your social capital. Who do you know? Who do you connect with? You might get connected to that person that will help you get another job that pays you more. You can get connected with that person in your organization that lets you, get you informed of when there's a promotion or when there's another opening in your organization that you can take advantage of to command higher pay. So these are ways you can boost your earned income. What can you do? Which other job can you apply for? Don't get comfortable where you are. If you need to boost your earned income, do something else. If they're paying you something you're not comfortable with, look elsewhere. There might be another job in your field or the same thing you are doing, but pays higher at another organization. So don't get comfortable where you are. Expand, exploit the opportunities around you. There's so many opportunities around that you can do. Or even if you're working where you are, there's something else you can do that someone might need. Maybe a skill or a side hustle that you can do very well. And someone will pay you for doing that. A lot of them, you might not spend so much time. If you set the foundation, if you set your capacity in place, you will still be working the same number of hours, but your income will be flowing in. So that's how you can boost your earned income. So the next is how can you use your earned income as a wealth foundation? Now, I like to explain it with a quote by Joseph Stiglitz. And he says, resource-rich countries often do not pursue sustainable growth strategies. They fail to recognize that if they do not reinvest their resource wealth into productive investments above ground, they are actually becoming poorer. Right? So I like this statement, not because it's talking about companies, right? But the fact that reinvestment of resources is not only a poverty-related issue with the government or the policymakers. It is also an issue with individual consumers and families. Remember, reinvestment is the key. So true wealth is not in the size of the income that you receive, but in the size of the income you create from the said income. In other words, your ability to reinvest your earned income, to reproduce more income or recreate more income is what creates wealth for you. Make sense? So that's when we talk about income replenishment. How are you going to do that? I'm going to bring you back to this. Reinvesting your earned income. So when you lay your foundation, when you receive your income, you just lay the foundation. So how do you build your wealth? You build wealth by reinvesting your earned income. Now, I want you to consider every currency, every money you receive, every single currency, every single money that you receive as a single block for your wealth. So if you receive your earned income and you consume all of it, you have nothing to build with. But if you consume less and have less, it is that sum that you saved that you can reinvest. By reinvesting, you're laying your building blocks, you're laying your bricks, you're erecting your walls, you are building your wealth. And where can you reinvest? Exploit your financial capital. This financial capital creates or opens doors to different sources of income with which the rich replenish their used income and reinvest to build more wealth that does not deplete. Look at your paper assets. Your paper assets, your stocks, your shares, your certificate of deposits, things like that. Look at your gold and silver, your real estate, businesses. These are ways you can put your money in. So your earned income is what you need to reinvest in these other investment vehicles that will keep yielding you money, or that you will use to keep building wealth. Does that make sense? So in order for you to build wealth using your earned income, in order for you to use your earned income as a foundation for building wealth, reinvest your earned income, put it into investment vehicles. Consider ways there are so many options here. When we treat financial capital on its own as a standalone lesson, we'll treat that in detail, but think of ways where you can put your earned income. Spend some and save some, and then that sum that you saved is what you will reinvest, and then you build wealth. So in the next lesson, we will examine another source of income. There are different sources of income. So in the next lesson, we will examine another one. So subscribe to this channel and turn your notification on so that you get notified once a new lesson is uploaded. Until then, I want you to pick up a pen and a notebook and write down what you can do to boost your earned income and how much of your income you will put aside each payday as the building block for your wealth. Thank you.